Choosing the right food for your pet can feel overwhelming, especially when every bag, can, and box seems to promise something different. So today for Pet Talk, Chatty is helping us break down pet food labels. Thanks for joining us today. And London's here too. Hey, London.
Hey, Jason. How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Good,
I'm doing good.
Good. So yeah, it can be confusing. And advertising and marketing make it even more confusing. It can make food that's not really very nutritious look
Seem nutritious.
super
Yeah,
nutritious.
absolutely.
Also, there's little tricks that they can do with marketing. For instance, I just learned that, so if it says beef food, then it has to be 95% beef. If it says beef recipe, beef dinner, or beef entree, only 25% beef.
Wow.
If it says beef flavor, it just means that it tastes like beef, but it doesn't even have to be beef.
Right.
So yeah, that's one thing that's kind of tricky that you need to navigate. And the other thing is, and this is a point that I really want to make, Jason, is that yes, you can decide which food is nutritious and has good ingredients, but does your dog like it?
Right.
I mean, you can spend tons of money on really nutritious food, but does your dog like it? Because that's just wasted money and effort.
Well, it's
if
kind
they
of the
don't
same
like
for
it.
humans, right? Like we can
Exactly.
know something is really good for us, but if it doesn't have much flavor, if we don't like it, then
So I'm going to tell you how to interpret the label.
Yeah, please
And then
do.
I recommend that you buy a small amount to start with.
Okay.
So be ready to experiment. Don't be afraid to experiment.
Sure.
But buy a small bag, and that way, if they don't like it, then you haven't wasted a ton
of money on
so,
it, right?
So you want to go for the small bag to start with. So when you're looking at the ingredients, the first ingredient is the most important. It is the most what the weight. It's done by weight.
Okay.
So you want real meat.
Right, like you just said, beef
But
food.
meal is not necessarily a bad thing,
Okay.
because meal just means they've taken a lot of the moisture out of it, so it's got a higher percentage of protein. So you want, say, chicken or chicken meal, lamb or lamb meal,
Okay.
or both of those things. And then you don't want corn, wheat, or soy. So you want, and then sometimes they'll do splitting where they'll have rice and rice meal, and that actually means there's a whole lot more rice in there.
Okay.
So if they split the ingredients and say two different things, then they can creep those up the list.
Man, they're using all kinds of tricks.
I know. Yeah, lots of pictures of vegetables on the label and things like that. So you want some food that has probiotics in it, because that's a really good thing.
And it will say that on the label somewhere? On the
a
bag,
lot of the higher brand, higher premium foods have probiotics in them now. And that's a good thing. And they have vitamins, and they have minerals, and that's a good thing. So, so then you look at, the next thing you want to look at is the protein percentage and the fat percentage.
Okay.
So most dogs, you want anywhere from 20 to 25% protein. The higher the protein, the more active your dog needs to be, because they need to burn off that protein. Same goes for fat. You want fat, you want 15 to 20% fat, but your dog needs to burn that off. And puppies need more fat than older dogs.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
they're burning it a lot faster, right?
they use
their
it.
metabolism
They need
is
it
higher,
more.
I guess.
And then I was looking at cat food labels,
Yeah.
and they're fairly similar. The big difference between, you want the higher percentage of protein, you want the fat, you want the fiber, you want a little more fiber in your cat food because they have those hairballs and things.
Right.
And cats don't drink as much water as dogs do.
Yeah.
So you want a little higher moisture content in your cat food than you do in your dog food.
I know that they always say that it's important for cats to mix the wet food and the dry food, or give the options of both during the day, because the wet food has that moisture in it,
Exactly,
right?
that's right.
So.
And also, if you have an older dog, you might want wet food more, just because their teeth maybe not be as strong.
Sure.
So I like to mix.
Yeah.
I like to mix. And so when I'm buying the wet food, I buy something that's all meat, because they're getting the grains and things like that from the dry. So what I do is I buy the full meat canned, and then mix it with a little water to make a little gravy as a topper.
That's a great tip. And if you want more tips, you can reach out to the great folks over at Dog Party USA, who always sponsor our dog Pet Talk segment. So thanks for coming on.
Variety's important. I
Variety.
like to try lots of different kinds of dog food. That way I can recommend it to my clientele, and my dogs get variety.
And like you just said, spend a little bit and try it out and see if they like it, and then
if they don't like it, it's no good for anybody.
That's it. Yes. Thanks for joining us, London. Thanks for being here.